Yes, them have the heart of a pagan. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous trod in the countenance of the Almighty One. Them have the heart of demons. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous walk in the countenance of the Almighty One. Good people see hostility rising daily.
Shalom. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge in Atlanta, Georgia. The subject we're going to break down today, we're going to get into these so-called holidays, showing that the Most High is not down and He does not support the so-called holidays of America or Christianity, like your Christmas and your New Year's. Specifically Christmas, what we'll get into today. Remember too, we have classes being held in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Central Branch Library that's in downtown Atlanta. Each Saturday from 3 to 5. Any questions you have on classes or class schedules, or you want to participate in the classes, call 404-997-9123. You can also call that number if you have any questions on previous subjects or any questions you have and you're in that Atlanta area. Okay, so we're going to prove that Christmas and these so-called holidays in America and Christianity have nothing to do with the Most High in Christ, and we're actually going to prove that the Most High in Christ are against these so-called holidays because they are not in the Bible and they are not part of our culture as Israelites. You understand, if you're the 12 tribes of Israel, if you're the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, you are part of the 12 tribes of Israel, and we have certain high holy days that we are supposed to follow, and we're not supposed to follow the ways of heathens or the other nations. We're going to prove that these so-called holidays are not of our culture and we're not supposed to follow them, and it's actually another reason why we're destroyed in this land, by not following our culture and the laws set up by the Most High. Okay? First scripture we'll go to is in the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. It says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Okay, so this is very plain and clear. The Most High says, I despise your feast days. So we're going to break that lie. One, that the Most High doesn't hate anything. You understand? Because He's saying right here that He hates and despises our feast days. Why does He say it's your feast day? Okay, because if it's your feast day, it's not in the book of the Most High. It's not in the Bible. You understand? The Most High feast days are in the Bible, and it's listed on what days that you're supposed to follow these high holy days. And Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, 4th of July, whatever, Memorial Day, they're not in the Bible. You understand? They're not in the law for us to celebrate, and that's why the Most High says, I hate or despise your feast days. Okay, and also says, it will not smell in your solemn assemblies. So that burnt offering that you give it, all that food you cooking, and them abominations, you cooking that ham, you cooking all types of unlawful food, the Lord is not with it. He's not smelling in your solemn assemblies. Okay, so He don't care if you come around the table praying and this and that. If it ain't of the Most High, the Lord is not with it. You understand? So that's what this scripture is saying. One, that the Most High does hate, and then what He does hate is our feast days and holidays, so-called holidays that we make of ourselves. Okay, because when we do that, we don't reference the Most High. You understand? You're really supporting the white man and things that he's done. You understand? You follow the so-called white man's holidays, and most of his holidays is about conquering us, conquering the Lord's people, like Thanksgiving, killing our brothers and Native American Indians, millions of them. You understand? So when you celebrate the other nations' holidays, so-called holidays, you really show that you hate the Most High and you hate what He has set up. Okay? Let's go to Jeremiah. This is specifically talking about what's coming up soon in these next couple of days. Your Christmas. A lot of times Christianity and the Christian church, we hear that this is the birth of Christ, and this is Christ's birthday, and we're supposed to celebrate it. You do the play and everything else in the Christian church, but that's not true. One, Christ is not born in the wintertime. We already understand that. You understand? And two, we're going to prove that this is a celebration, a pagan celebration that's been done before Christ was born. We're going to go to Jeremiah, the 10th chapter. it says, hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. So the Lord speaking to the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Okay, so basically just saying, don't be looking up at the sky, at the moon, at the stars, and trying to figure them out, and acting like there's something more than something that the Most High created. Instead, like the heathens, the astrology, they look at the stars and start worshiping the stars and be dismayed at them. Okay, you understand? We look at the moon and the stars just for what they are. Okay, and that's it. You know, it's not something to worship or be dismayed at. Okay, verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. Okay, so now we're getting into the celebration or the tradition of Christmas. Okay, it says, for the customs of the people are vain. What is vain? Vain means for nothing. It has no benefit. It's nothing. It's just vain. No benefit. It's just you're doing it absolutely for nothing. Okay? And it says, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. Like that Christmas tree. You go out in the forest, you cut that tree down. Now you go to like the supermarket parking lot and they sell them for you. So you ain't got to come yourself. But someone does cut them out the tree and sell them to those grocery stores so you can go buy them. You understand? So you set up in your house, you start singing to it and all that, and it's vain. It's a vain custom. Oh, Christmas tree, all the things the songs you sing are vain. You sing into a tree that's not going to talk back to you or do anything. Instead, you're putting presents under a tree for nothing. Okay? But it is actually for something if you don't know. You don't know you're doing it, but it's really a pagan custom that was being done since the time of Nimrod, before Christ was born. Years before, hundreds or if not thousands of years before Christ was born. You understand? They said the spirit of Nimrod lived in the Christmas tree. You understand? And his mother slash wife, because they were into the incestual thing, she would have the people give presents to the Christmas tree. And if not, she'd send servants out to chop their heads off. So they had to send presents to this Christmas tree to keep Nimrod, because they said Nimrod's spirit lived in that tree. You understand? So that's what you get. And it's a vain custom, and it's before Christ was born. So we got to stop the lie that Christmas is Christ's birthday, or even has anything to do with the Bible or Christ. Because if it did, it'd be in the Bible, and Christ never even said to celebrate his birthday. Okay, so we got to stop with the simplicity. Okay, verse 4. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. Now this is plain as day. If you've ever participated in this religion, in this custom Christmas, you know exactly what this is talking about, whether you want to deny it or not. They deck it with silver and gold. You know, you get that Christmas tree and you put it in your house and you put all that the bulbs on it and the lace, whatever it is, silver and gold, different colors as well. But you know that's definitely talking about Christmas, and this is in the book of Jeremiah before Christ was born. You understand? So this is proving that it's a pagan, heathenistic custom that we're not supposed to learn or follow, and it's plain as day in the Bible. So why do we do it? You understand? Because Christianity has nothing to do with following the Bible. It has everything to do with following the world and your lust and other religions and other gods. You understand? That's why we destroyed in this land. Okay? And this also says they fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. You know, you tie it down, you put the water, you twist it on 4 sides so it don't move, and you grab the lights and you plug it in the wall, which is stupid. I don't know why you would put lights on a dead tree in the water and plug it to a socket. That's why your house will burn down. And the Lord's going to make your house burn down. You understand? Because he don't want you following that. Okay? Let's get to the last scripture. These are just some basic scriptures just proving that these so-called holidays are not of the Most High. And it's important that we understand and teach our children that. And especially your children, because we say we do these holidays, Christmas, for our children. But remember the scriptures, it says, don't pass your children through the fire of Moloch. You understand? Don't make your children the reason why you don't follow the Most High or why you sin against him, because like the Most High is so powerful that he could take your children away from you, and then it'll be kind of like, what now is your excuse for not following the Most High? And you don't want that. You don't want the Most High to have to put your children to death, and he will do it. Because why? The Lord created good and evil, so he could do it to you. So we want to avoid it. And we just want to come back to our culture as well. You shouldn't have to be scared. The punishment of death shouldn't be the reason why you don't do something, but it will be if you don't want to listen. So let's go to Mark 7, verse 7. This is written in red. This is Christ speaking out of his own mouth. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. So why it says, how be it in vain? In vain we worship Christ in the Most High. For no, out of nothing, out of these man-made religions, we celebrate, we think we worshiping the Most High in Christ. Verse 8. For laying aside the commandment of God, ye hold the tradition of men, as washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do. So Christ says, for laying aside the commandment of God. So instead of celebrating Passover, feast, the tabernacles, Hanukkah, the Sabbath, all the high holy days that the Most High set up in the law, we don't follow those, but we lay that aside to follow the traditions of men, to do Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Valentine's Day, which are all pagan, heathenistic customs that the Most High never set up for us. Like when we came into this land, the scriptures say in Deuteronomy 28, we worship wood and stone. We'll follow different religions that our fathers never knew, and what comes along with that is different so-called holidays and feast days that is not for the Most High. Verse 9. And he said unto them, full well ye reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition. So, in America, we reject the Most High in Christ to keep our own traditions because it feels good to buy presents, you know what I mean, and celebrate on Christmas and sing the songs and sing and watch the TV shows. But we don't know that doing that is getting us killed. So you're going to do that today and your son's going to die tomorrow. You understand? You're going to do that today and you'll be in the unemployment line tomorrow. You'll do that today, you'll be evicted tomorrow. Police brutality, you'll be hemmed up, going to prison. Like this one day, it seems like it's a great day, but it's nothing. And people die on this day, to keep it real with you. People die on Christmas, you understand, to buy them tennis shoes, to buy all the TVs and everything. People get trampled. It's a horrible day. People cheat, lie, steal, murder. People sell dope so they can buy their kids Christmas presents. It's an evil day, and it's not of the Most High. So basically, I just want to bring out, if you have questions, call 404-997-9123. And remember to pay your tithes. That's in the scripture, that's in the Bible, it's part of the law. If you're part of the 12 tribes of Israel, do your part, support the truth, support the brothers. With that, I'm going to say shalom.
Yes, them have the heart of a pagan. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil and move with Satan. Righteous trod in the countenance of the Almighty One. Them have the heart of demons. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil and move with Satan. Righteous walk in the countenance of the Almighty One. Poor people see hostility rising daily. Ignorant multiply brutality. I see that they run gone left mommy. Fi struggle the hard road with fight beginning. Our I see baby having baby. Nothing that happen.